Coming in just high or just shy of the 10,000 pound mark, the Eagle 330 here at Haylett RV. It's a lot of things, but an ultralight is not one of them. They are not trying to build this thing light. This is a big, bad, awesome triple slide travel trailer. It's what I like to call a flat deck fifth wheel because it has the same floor plan as these big triple slide fifth wheels. However, it has it all on one flat deck. So if your knees or hips or something are giving you fits, you don't want to go up and down a bunch of stairs anymore, this is a big, bad, heavy-duty travel trailer that is going to be perfect for something like park, destination, seasonal use. And I bet there's a lot of people who would probably look at this and say, I could full-time in that. Heck yeah. Now with the slides closed, you notice you always have access to the bed up here. So if on a long trip you want to stop, take a break, you can. Right here, we're looking at the standard queen bed. King beds are also available in this floor plan, which is kind of nice. And there's plenty of room to still walk around it. Now, when you are in transit or at your destination, doesn't matter, you always have pretty quick and easy access to the bathroom. And I apologize if the camera works a little more herky-jerky than normal. I'm actually in the camper as it's getting backed into a parking space currently, so there's a lot of stop, go going on. Now, this is basically the same floor plan as an Eagle fifth wheel called a 321 RSTS. You have opposing super slides and an island kitchen. Usually that means you're not going to get to much in the kitchen space. However, they really laid this one out intelligently. You see that you can still get to the majority of the refrigerator. Now, also keep in mind, this is just an example of an Eagle that we've had here. We are looking at the lighter modern farmhouse decor with those little antique accents around it, as well as the 12 cubic foot gas electric auto changeover fridge freezer. This is an incredibly popular model. It's also very good for full-time type park use that a lot of people will use. So we will sometimes bring this in with the residential larger refrigerator. We'll sometimes bring it in the American Tradition decor, sometimes with different refrigerators than that one. So this video could be, might be, probably is drastically different from the one that we have in stock here at Haylett Auto and RV. When you open up the 330 Eagle, man alive, does it feel massive. But guys, see, the thing is, it's more than just dual opposing slides. One of the things going on here with the Eagle is that it has a significantly taller ceiling, almost approaching like park model level. And this is one of the areas why I really call this a flat deck fifth wheel. It is just a fifth wheel layout with part for part fifth wheel features in a travel trailer. So a normal travel trailer is 6.5 foot tall. Some of them might have a vaulted roof. A taller trailer might be 6'9". This is 7'3". It's 9 inches taller than an industry standard camper and 6 inches taller than big campers. So what that allows them to do, it feels big, beautiful, open, expansive, of course, but it allows them to build taller slide outs. When the walls are bigger, the slides get bigger. And that's one of the reasons they can put these giant fifth wheel refrigerators here in a travel trailer. Now again, we are looking at the modern farmhouse decor here with the beautiful white wood tones, the antiquing on any of your cabinetry, and the darker accent cabinets here and there. But there's also the American Tradition decor. And just the way things worked out, I also had the opportunity to bring you folks some footage to show you sort of a side-by-side direct head-to-head comparison of the American Tradition decor. So if you're not into the whole white and gray thing, if you're still looking for the traditional brown and brown, well, the good news is you still have that option available to you here with the Eagle at Haylett RV of Coldwater, Michigan. Now additionally, remember, there are different refrigerator options here, and we may have different ones in stock here at Haylett RV. Like this one here, this is actually custom ordered by a customer, but sometimes we will carry them like this with that 4-door, 12 cubic foot gas electric fridge freezer and bonus drawer below. When you go to the residential fridge, you'll lose that drawer, gain a little bit bigger refrigerator, but you do lose the peace of mind and the backup of that propane automatic changeover regulator. So it's not that one is wrong and the other is right, it's just that they're different and they each have their own advantages. And it's important to understand those. Also available is the residential electric only refrigerator with 1000-watt inverter. Each type of fridge has its own advantages. If you are going to be in the RV pretty much full time, you're planning on mostly park use and not traveling, I think this is a fine option, especially in hot sun country, because that residential fridge itself is actually a little bit better insulated. And with it mounted in the body of a slide like that, it can be, subject to a little more sun and heat exposure as a result. All that being covered, we can begin, I guess, the main portion of the RV tour. And I want to draw our attention back up here to the ceiling, because Eagle gives us an just exceptionally aggressive lighting package in here. There's a lot of real high intensity lights and a lot of them per square foot. It also has a nice little dimmer function with a little memory switch setting, which is very, very handy if you're doing something like you want a night light for a guest on that rear sofa, or if it's like movie time and you just want to dim the lights a little bit. Now, I don't know if Eagle was the very first to do whisper ducted air in a travel trailer, but I know they were the first that I ever saw do it. And I know that I see a lot of the trailers, but I can't say that they were the first with certainty, so I'm not sure if they were quite the OG on that or not. But what is true regardless is that, first of all, the main air conditioner on this is a 15,000 BTU air. If you add a second air, that's another 15,000 BTUs for a total of 30,000 BTUs. Typically, that's how we're going to have them in stock, as dual air conditioners, because this is way too big to try to ever look somebody in the eye with a good conscience and say one air will keep up with it in a hot, sunny climate. No way, pal. No way. So, another thing though, the whisper ducted part of it. If you don't see the square, you won't hear the air. It's so much quieter, so you don't have to crank up the TV and, go deaf doing it. By the way, even these little farmhouse accent lights here, those are also on a dimmer switch. The farmhouse accent lights above the dining area, those are on a dimmer switch. Now, I'm really bummed. I've got a beautiful trailer here with loads of windows. Oh my lord. But unfortunately, there's terrible sunshine coming in. Well, beautiful sunshine, but it's blinding the camera if I get anywhere near the windows, and I can't function like that. So I did have to pull all the shades, but you can see every single window opens for ventilation. Tons of visibility, tons of light, a lot of glass on this Eagle. She's full of glass and full of class, and I had to really say that slowly, otherwise I was going to get a nasty gram and probably get written up by the boss. Now, your TV here in the living room will be included. We simply typically have these shipped loose here at Haylett RV. But note, this is actually an easy way to get to see behind it. You've got this easy, quick release sort of V-mount swing arm here with a little magnet lock, so you don't have to have, cables and stuff all over the place. Just a couple little of these guys to sort of keep it in place in transit. Now, notice too that there's nice storage behind that. Now, our kitchen here is going to have solid surface counters. Everywhere else, you're going to have a pressed membrane so that it's a higher grade material that's going to be a little more water resistant. Of course, we've got Bluetooth, DVD, stereo. We've got a Bluetooth soundbar, electric space heating fireplace down below, so you don't have to turn on your furnace to, and burn up your propane. Just get a little heat in here. But what I wanted to point out, this one, is it's also HD wired, and they even give you an extra HD cord and a power outlet up in there that you're probably not seeing on camera, so that if you want to expand your entertainment, you can. This is built with expandable entertainment in mind. Full overhead storage above that rear sofa, and as I mentioned before, if what you're looking for is a greater guest camping experience, well then the 330 Eagle here, it's gonna get the job done. Now, this is the exact same floor plan, basically, as my father's fifth wheel, which is a Montana 3120 here from Haylett RV. And I can tell you from personal experience, my wife and I, two grown adults, comfortably fit on that rear sleeper sofa. And at the same time, my 8-year-old daughter was able to utilize the remaining wall-hugging theater recliner over here to get through extended family weekend. And frankly, we were pretty darn comfortable. It got the job done well. Now, there are a bunch of little Eagle details that are easy to miss. You see those little green lights sticking out on the side stands from both of those sofas. Both sides of this sofa obviously have stands, which is nice, but they have household and USB plugs. And the USB plugs are 12 volt powered, by the way, so even if you're just kind of boondocking with this big old girl, you've still got all kinds of ways to keep phones charged up, or your guests, if they are CPAP users, even guests have a CPAP-friendly hide-a-bed. Now that is some superior attention to detail right there. Putting ourselves back in living room mode here and swinging around. Again, it's really important to note that all of the windows open for airflow, both the rear sofa side and the wall-hugging cinema seating side windows, all open for airflow. This is newer updated furniture too. This is Sharp and Poppy. Oh, look at how cute that is. The Stacy Stewart collection. Miss Stacy Stewart, sweetheart of a lady. She's the interior decorator, and she, well, maybe not just interior, but she's the lead on Jayco's like decor design team across their brands. And look at that, she's got her name all over furniture now. Good for you, Miss Stacy. You're just a class act lady. Now, back over here, back to the task at hand. We've just got tons of windows again. I know I keep talking about that, but that's such a huge, awesome key focal point of this RV. And the reason I keep harping on it is because it's looking at your campsite, not looking at the neighbor's campsite. Another thing that's really neat here is this, again, has extra tall slide out. So even a guy like me, like I'm not ducking, I can barely, tip of my little head fuzz, can barely touch the trim on that modern farmhouse fascia up there, which, by the way, you know, this is a nicer material premium RV. There's reasons Jayco has twice the warranty of anybody else making an RV in this class and category, because there's no such thing as a 3-year warranty, guys. There's a 1 or 2-year RV warranty, and then there's structural coverage. That's different. Nothing wrong with it, it's just different. Now, Eagle does one of the best dinettes available anywhere close to this price point. It's what I like to call like a dining desk. Of course, I've always got my goofy words for anything, but it's how I remember stuff. So if that makes sense to you, you should probably go get psychiatrically evaluated, because you might have a problem. Anyway, you've got 2 full-time chairs. You have 2 hideaway guest chairs. I have 1 out currently. An extension leaf for the dinette. And you've got that nice little gas-strutted easy lift top there, a little pop top on that thing. You know, if you need to get to a little storage, again, use it as something of a desk. Now, Eagle does a really killer island, and again, part for part match with fifth wheels. This is the exact same island you're going to get in an Eagle fifth wheel. Starts with solid surface counters and nicer metallic faucet hardware, not the cheaper plastic stuff. Speaking of not cheaper, how about chef-grade bamboo cutting board with a nice aluminum drying rack over top of that stainless sink, and the nice little pop-up power tower. It gives you easier access to just like phone charging because the USB plugs in it, or household outlets, because is it me or are appliance cords getting shorter and shorter and shorter? Now, this island is also asymmetrical. It has extra prep space on the left side, which means there's more cabinet space down here for things like a wastebasket. But that is just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to storage in the Eagle 330's kitchen. So we've already seen the storage behind the TV. Wait till you see what's in store in the main cabin of the kitchen. And this is one of those areas where that extra tall ceiling and those bigger slides really, really come into play. Starting over here, you've got this, like what, 6'2", 6'3"? Basically pantry right in the actual slide cavity itself. So this is all storage. It's not occupying floor space. And you might notice how this is all adjustable, removable shelves. You can kind of size it however you want, and it's got motion sense lighting in here, so that pantry will kick on right when you want it, turn off when you don't. And I love this modern. Between the two, I vastly prefer the modern farmhouse decor package personally, but hey, that's why we carry them both, because not everybody agrees. Now down here, you've got a great counter space, really, even behind the island, because you've got a tempered glass flush mount stovetop here. Now, what's neat on an Eagle is this is not an 1.5-inch ultralight wall. This is not made with weight sensitivity in mind. The Eagle travel trailers are big. They are big, they are thick, they are strong. They're down to get the camping on. But they've got a perfect little appliance corner over here. You want a little coffee maker, blender section? Perfect spot for it. And if there was an opportunity for a drawer, they did it. They did every drawer they possibly could. And if you get a little closer, you can see these are neat little residential soft close drawers. How cool is that? Now, your front wall over here, you've got a couple things going on. Perfect like corner here for a coffee bar or a phone charger station, and there's a couple reasons I say that. It's nice to just sort of have your coffee maker out all the time, like that blender corner by the stove. You sort of pull that out when you need it. But this, you're just going to want to leave here. Now, there's something here I need to explain to you guys, because people are going to think that they're missing something they should have. This thing, what is this thing? This is a Furrion Bluetooth speaker mount, and it has a pair of USB charging plugs. Previously, Eagles had just a simple 2 USB plug charger right there, just like this has, just like you saw by the sofa. Basically, Furrion's effectively giving manufacturers that mount pretty much for free, hoping that you buy an over-the-top expensive Bluetooth speaker to sort of float around your camper. You do what you want. I'm not trying to be jaded or biased. I just know that for my money, when I could spend less than 1/3 of the cost of that Furrion speaker and get another very nice Bluetooth speaker that I could equally move anywhere I want in the RV, no sweat, that's good enough for me. I do like that big chunk of storage, big pots and pans storage below that countertop right there. Yeah, man, apparently I get pumped about pots and pans. I got into that for a second there. Now right here, this is cool because this is either a giant pantry or you notice how there's some coat hanging hooks in there. Bam, there you go. So the guy who designs Eagles, years past, he designed Wildcats when Wildcat was a really snazzy, smexy, high-end fifth wheel. And a lot of those neat little toys he brought with him here into this new snazzy, smexy, high-end Eagle. Isn't that cool? So that's where some of this is kind of coming from. Moving on. Let's head up to the bedroom area, or bathroom area. Oh, by the way, I should have mentioned this. This does have a handy little touchscreen remote right here. You want to operate your slides, you want to operate your awning, you can do a whole bunch of different things from this. And, you know, if you don't care about it, don't use it. You don't have to use it because you still have physical buttons for everything. That's one of the nice things on here. Now, bathroom. This has a big, beautiful, beautiful bathroom. Now, what's very interesting here is whether you choose the American tradition decor or the modern farmhouse, you will have this bathroom. They share bathroom decors, and the reason they do that is that in a darker RV, you know, in a big RV like this, a dark decor, it doesn't feel cramped and oppressive. But a smaller room like a bathroom, it can feel cramped and oppressive. So they always use lighter colors in here to help open this up and to help it breathe. And you've got excellent, excellent floor space here. That porcelain foot flush stool there with plenty of legroom. And you've got all kinds of different lighting packages going on in here. But before we get there, you've great countertop storage, countertop storage, bath counter storage with, let me open this up. There you go. And handy little drawer, right where you need it, right when you need it. Now, remember that our kitchen countertops are stainless. Everything else in the RV has this pressed membrane on here, and I love this sort of like mother of pearl accent inlay that they have. And I also am really a big fan of that big chunk of counter space next to that giant recessed sink with the GFI protected outlet. So, blow dryers, shavers, etc. There's no I mean, this RV has all the features people look for in a full-time type use RV. It's just here in a smaller package. Now, you also have, you can see backlight, indirect lighting around that Silver Eagle mirror right there. So if you're like me and you wake up in the morning and you're a zombie, you don't have to be staring directly at the light. And you have that single blue LED light above the shower. What that's doing for us, guys, is that's just an awesome night light because this, countertop matching sort of mother of pearl protective shower surround panel here, that will glow like crazy at night. And remember, the 7'3" interior, you're going to have to jump to hit your head, and even then you're probably going to need a step stool to start. And a monstrous large shower with a big corner seat really kind of rounds out the package. Now, a couple things I want to talk about up here in the bedroom. Remember that the RV that I'm looking at currently, this was custom ordered for a customer. Well, they built it their own way, effectively, kind of like Burger King, built it their way. Well, they said, I like the extra walk-around space of a queen bed. There is also a king bed available, and that is typically how we'll have them here at Haylett RV, is with a king. But hey, who knows? If we're missing something, let us know. Give us some remarks, guys. Give us some feedback. If we should be putting queens in these, let me know. Now, second air conditioner here is optional. This is a 50 amp coach always. It's always second air ready. But I think you're going to want that there, and that is something that we're going to put on these 100% of the time. And here's a look at the king bed option that you have available to you. So you notice that you do have to kind of sacrifice the side stands within the slide box. But next to those big slide windows within the bed slide, you have handy little stands that sort of run around the side and stick out the front. So you do still have a neat little sort of phone charge station and whatnot. So I also wanted to show this up here in the American tradition decor, because the bedroom cabinetry actually does vary slightly between the two decors, although with the lighting that I have currently, it's really kind of hard to tell the difference. And whether it's a queen or a king bed, you're always going to have that easy lift under bed storage. You're always going to have that extra large, actually 2-section front hanging closet. There's a middle divider there, so you have a dedicated my side, your side situation. And, you know, in the past I've joked about it's actually going to be a hers and a hers closet. But when we moved into our new house, my wife was surprisingly generous with the closet space, so I don't think I'm going to get into that anymore. She's such a classy lady. Now, over here, you've either got a huge cabinet, wardrobe, dresser, whatever you want it to be, but this is also washer dryer prep. So like I said, if you are looking for that full-time RV experience, I'm not personally a big fan of RV washer and dryers. I've got my reasons for it. Happy to explain that. You know, give us a call here at Haylett RV and we can explain our feelings about that sort of thing. But the fact is, I'm not buying it. You are. Doesn't matter what I like. Matters what you like. And if you like a washer dryer, this one's ready to go. Now, bedroom TV is optional in the 330 Eagle. This one was built with a bedroom TV added. That's why the swing arm is there. But remember that we, have our TV shipped loose here at Haylett RV. And you will always have a nice big dresser directly across from the bed. Plenty of room for your, personal soft goods and whatnot. And then just the little detail things, like the little stopper on here, so that the door doesn't bash a hole in the wall. They are just firing on all 8 cylinders here. So the exterior color on this, I don't know, it's this interesting champagne gray taupe grayish. If you put it next to a silver trailer, it looks tan. If you put it next to a tan trailer, it's silver. It's a total mind bender. Now, you can see how there are 2 awnings on this thing. We'll come back to that later. We'll get those opened up, but this thing has awesome patio coverage. So tons of door side windows, tons of patio awning space. What I want to look at over here real quick is the hold nose cap arrangement, because you can see that this encloses and protects the propane tanks, which is a little bit different. It's got this huge, full, blunt nose. This is not made to be some sort of aerodynamic ultralight. Remember, guys, I don't care what the shape of a camper's nose looks like. None of them are aerodynamically optimized. Now, you've got these huge vertical glow beams on that nose cap and some hitching accent lights. I just simply have the thing turned off currently. Now, another thing I want to mention is that there are different jack options that you have here. This one was built with the auto leveling option. So you can get this with auto leveling, without. There's all kinds of different arrangements you can have going on here. And what's kind of cool is with the auto leveling, your control panel's right up here where your tongue jack normally would be. It's very natural, very organic, and you can lock it so that people can't mess with your jacks. And that's a very, very cool feature. Now, you've got dual outside storage going on here. You've got a front pass-through storage that goes under that closet. We'll see that later. Then you have an additional outside compartment here that actually goes under that bed that we saw inside. Now, this, as we're walking through kind of the dead zone, no man's land middle here, I'm going to take a quick knee, show you under this thing. And one of the reasons I'm doing this is one of the very first, Eagle is one of the very first tested, proven, 0 to 100 degree travel trailers out there. Because again, part for part match with big fifth wheels. But you do also have this neat little cable and city water docking station right here. And it does have an outside utility shower built into it as well. Now we've got aluminum framed laminated walls, and then we have an aluminum skeleton floor, 2x3 aluminum studs every 12 inches on center, running the length of the trailer. That is a heavy duty luxury fifth wheel floor construction method. You've got kind of a similar thing going on up top too with the Magnum truss roof system that we'll talk about when we go up on the roof. But while we're back here, I want to zero in on the Jayco exclusive J Smart lighting that was originally debuted on Eagle last year. So, long story short, just like a semi-tractor trailer. Let's say you flip on that left turn blinker. Not just the tail light will blink, which is normal in the industry. That's usually all you get. But additional upper clearance lights on the front and rear, and all of your side marker lights will blink along with those signals to give other drivers on the road better, clearer intentions, or understanding of your intentions. Now, up top above the backup camera prep, as well as within the taillights themselves, you have bright white LED lights, because the RT in SMART J Smart is reverse travel. So you've got all kinds of great, very bright lighting back here if you are trying to back into a site, or if you're, backing in at night and your spotter needs to see. There you go. Now, you can add a receiver hitch to the back of these. even though a lot of these big Eagles, they're kind of what I call sort of portable park models, you know, in addition to a flat deck fifth wheel. I got a lot of names for everything, but what's nice here is this bike rack. You're thinking, well, I'm not towing and going a lot. I don't know why I need that. Well, let me share some personal experience stories with you here. Mr. Haylett is a big-time fifth wheel enthusiast, and he had his own seasonal site up in South Haven, Michigan. Beautiful, beautiful place. Awesome Italian restaurant up there, by the way. Maria's, I think it is. I'm sorry, I got distracted by food. I'm hungry. It's been busy and I haven't eaten. Anyway, my point here is that when he got back to his campsite, his bikes were there, but they weren't where he left them. And something about having them chained up on that bike rack, it just helps keep an honest person honest. You know what I mean? Another way that this is, you know, similar to a big fifth wheel with this floor plan is the ability to add a second awning right on the face of this slide out here. So you've got loads of door side windows, you've got loads of light, loads of airflow, and incredible patio awning coverage here. Now both of these of course are easy push button power awnings. There's just not much that isn't anymore. They both have an auto rain dump feature, and they are both like a pull and twist lock awning arm. Basically, if you just pull down in that arm, it'll sleeve down and you can cinch it in place, which is essentially what the auto rain dump feature does when that kicks in. The steps over here, they use a aluminum plank step with this like really nice tread pattern. What's great about this, kind of like a boat dock, if your shoes are wet, it doesn't tend to be slippery. Now notice the smart details here. Again, that whole Eagle Smarter thing kind of kicks in with these skirt mounted speakers, so that these are down here where you can hear them instead of blowing away the neighbor. Also, do take note of the fact that you've got that wider 30-inch entry door there, and notice that it's also a little bit taller than the common travel trailer, so bigger folks like me, not going to clock your head, at least not as easily. You'd have to really kind of jump into it. Now, here's a best-in-class feature. We're going to start with the fact that these are Goodyear Endurance radials rated for 87 mile an hour at 80 PSI. And then we're going to mention the fact that these are 16-inch wheels. So this has a larger wheel package as compared to most travel trailers that you will typically find on a 15-inch wheel. Up here you can see you've got a full pass-through storage compartment. This goes under that front closet, which is really cool. So you've actually kind of got underbed storage and front pass-through storage here. Easy reach battery disconnect, motion sensitive lighting here in the pass-through, so it kicks on right when you need it. You also have another of those Furrion Bluetooth speaker mounts, although again, primary purpose of this for most folks is going to be, it's just a USB hub. You also have a neat little cold water sprayer port right up here. So if you do want a little door side campsite cleanup sort of situation, you have that going on as well. Now you have both side mount solar as well as roof solar prep. And you know, why tell you about it when really we should just climb right up there and take a look. And in addition to that roof solar prep that we'll see in a minute, there's a lot of good things going on up here in this Eagle. Trick is you can't see a lot of it. So like, we've got dual air conditioners here, but they're dual 15,000 BTU air units. So this thing has the same cooling capacities like a North Point, a Pinnacle, a giant Jayco fifth wheel. That's why pound for pound, Eagle is a stud of a product. It is a hard critter to beat. So it's also constructed, you know, in terms of methodology and materials, basically exactly the same as those other brands that I mentioned. We are walking on 3/8 plywood roof decking, and that is on top of Jayco's Magnum Truss roof system. So this roof is rated for like 4,800 pounds or 42 or some silly big number like that. The idea here is that this is a big long RV, and if you live in an area where maybe you have like a heavy snow load or something, you're going to want that extra structural capacity to be able to handle a big snowpack without having to shovel snow off here constantly. Now you can see they're very heavy-handed with their sealants around all the fixtures. And here's a look at the bathroom vent fan cover. Looks a little funky, doesn't it? Well, the idea here is that rain can't get into that thing. So you don't need to buy a MaxxAir vent cover for the bathroom vent of an Eagle. You also see that little vent cap next to it. That is your black tank chimney. What that's doing for you guys is it's giving you superior tank exhaust so that you don't have backflow of odors into the RV. And then of course the roof mount solar prep that brought us up here. Now, there's a lot of other things I could talk about on this. But, you know, I can't talk about every single nut, bolt, screw, and widget, every single unit, every single time. I try to give you a good idea. I think we give you a pretty in-depth idea, actually. But short of that, understand that every RV that we're looking at here, they are all the best in a different way. Whether it's this one, that Cougar fifth wheel that's pulling in right now, new from the factory, they all have their own unique qualities, their own benefits, their own advantages. So helping you understand those, that's our goal here at Haylett RV, and helping you purchase one without annoying, pesky hidden dealer fees, that's just our commitment here at Haylett RV. So take care, stay safe, have fun, and happy camping, everyone.